And we're live. Hey, yous. Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel. Right here in the studio tonight. Another fun live session with everyone. Yeah, we'll see who shows up tonight from the crew. See who shows up. Of course, Frankie will be here at 7 p.m. as per usual. And I'll be here as per usual. Brandon Hauk, we expect to see coming around. Yeah, we're going to have some. Hilding is not here. He's playing music tonight, but that's all right. I'm just putting up the thumbnails right now and changing the things, the settings on my YouTube here, getting it set up for everybody. People are walking by outside. It's like sunny right now in Wells, but it was like snowing very hard not that long ago. It's hilarious. It just changes whenever it wants to all the time here in Wells. If you don't like the weather, you wait 10 minutes or you walk 10 miles, one or the other. Setting the show up. I'm all alone to start off tonight, but I got a lot to show you. So it's going to be really fun. Comedy, meteorology, COMEDEOROLOGY, your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada. Testing. And we're good. Hey, woohoo, you got in first. Yeah. Well, we're not swimming in viewers, so I'm always glad when you show up. Thanks. Small time, very small time here, everybody. Small time. That's okay. I'm not really trying to be anything more than original. So I'm sharing to the different things right now. If you want to hit like and subscribe, could use some more subscribers always. And if you want to leave a tip, that's great too. We like that very much. That helps. And sharing helps because the algorithms don't care about some crazy Canuck weather broadcast up here in the mountains there right now. Just give me 1 second, everybody. Come on in, everyone. Just doing some posting on the internet here so we can try to get some more people. Like I say, the YouTube algorithm is not going to help me. Seems like my new channel's doing pretty good, though. I just crossed 500 subscribers on the Joey Only show. It took me like forever to get 1,000 subscribers on this channel, man. And it's like less, like a month, and I've already got, I'm halfway there on my new channel and growing fast. So that's really great. Thanks, everybody, for coming over there and joining the Joey Only show. Of course, if you don't care about my politics too much, we try to keep that over there nowadays, and we'll keep this here. We'll keep them separate. Why not? Try to keep it fairly light, sort of. Yeah, sort of. More or less. Try to keep it light there. All right, just sharing to a Facebook or two right now and sharing onto the blue sky, and then I'm going to be ready with my first maps to show you. What a crazy thing. There's still like 9,000 plus customers in southern British Columbia without power. I'm seeing images of the Coquihalla being a complete disaster right now. Heavy bands of snow are moving towards the Revelstoke area, towards Rogers Pass. I would not be trying to travel over that right now. And we see here in the Caribou some variable moments of snowfall coming and going. Had some pretty wild conditions on the roads this morning. Like what I was hearing is like Highway 5 was shut down north of Kamloops all day for a lot of the day. And there was like this police action going on, like all these units of like heavily armed police officers, maybe tactical squads, something like that, to that effect. And there was an accident and there was an armed murder suspect involved. It's like, I don't know the whole story yet. Maybe you could let us know in the comments if you know something there. Hey, Shelly, to you too. Yeah, well, the channel's growing real fast there. And that's exciting. It's exciting. So we're going to start off with some of the things like the roads. And, well, let's just share the radar real quick of southern BC. Fill you in on what I know right now. So here we go. Got to move my things out of the way. So here's like a heavy band that's coming into Revelstoke right now. Look at that. It's been moving right up through Shuswap for the last little while. I'm going to hit play on tape and you can see. So like, we're not picking up much here compared to what the photos I'm seeing up there is. So what I'm suspecting is that the moisture that's falling on the Coquihalla right now is pretty tight to the mountain. The radar beam is mostly shooting above it from the distance the radar beam is shooting, and we'll we'll give you an example here. So there's our radar station. And we'll click on the radar station and we'll shoot out towards where the Coquihalla is. And the beam height's 2.6 kilometers. So I don't know. Like that could be a factor. Could be that we're shooting above. The moisture is really sitting on the mountains tight. Could be just sort of out of range. Like you can sort of see something is going on there, but the radar is not picking up much. It's not picking up much. So nonetheless, it looks pretty disastrous. And it was bad up there. This morning, it was closed down for much of the night as heavy snow was up there all night and heavy winds. There was a wind gust measured at the Hope Airport of 130 kilometers an hour. That's a rich wind gust. No, 116 kilometers an hour, sorry. 116. So power outages all across the south from this guy. Then we had an accident south of, or near Hickson on 97, I should say. We'll just say near Hickson today. That kept 97 closed down, although there was a bit of a detour. It was sort of sketchy, people were telling me, that if you're Caribou hard, it's cool, but if you're like coming up on snow tires from the south and maybe, I don't know, like you might be in for a shock. So look at that one heavy band moving on through. So that's going to be moving up into Rogers Pass and making stuff really spicy up there over the next hour or so. I would not want to be driving up under the Rogers Pass right now, you know. We got a severe thunderstorm in Australia. We had so much thunderstorms the other day. It was unbelievable. And now there's like nothing going on on Thursday night. But yeah, Tuesday was pretty wild. There was a lot going on. Let's see, Southern Ontario, not much right now yet. No, we got a bunch of special weather statements. We'll go look at all that in a second here. Let's just head back to the Caribou. Couple bands of convective squalls, flurries. What's that? Right on 97 right now. Running into one of those. -1 at Williams Lake. So you're probably running into snow there, looks like. It says so in the precipitation depiction, but sometimes what's happening at ground level and what's happening at, like we just said, the radar beam level is not at ground level. It's shooting up. You know, what's radar beam level, for example, here. We'll do the same trick again. Mark is big on this one. Meteorologist Mark, 2.5 kilometers. So you look up 2.5, you're in Soda Creek, then look up 2.5 kilometers or so and realize that your radar station's 150 K away. It's distant. So some convective bands, like we had heavy snowfall coming down here like an hour ago, and then all of a sudden it was like blue sky. Rainfall, Southern Island. Ooh. That down by Bellingham. Meteorologist Mark Engels. He has been traveling south, if you recall from last week's show.
Oh, it's just the Joey only show.
Not anymore. Not anymore. In fact,
Got myself. Go ahead.
It never was, because look behind me. See, your kid's peeking in and my kid's sneaking in the picture.
Oh, there's my kid.
Hey.
She's supposed to be eating.
I'm done.
You're all done? Then you need to go to bed.
Hey, man.
Somebody's cranky today. I have a baked potato.
Do you? How's your week been? Where are you?
I'm at my in-laws' place in Oregon.
Ah, right on.
And it has been, I was going to have 2 weeks off of work, but it's become a lot of work because we're moving. And that was, on its own a big thing. Well, some family drama happened and we got my sister-in-law here too. So this house has gone from 4 to like 11 people. So there's
like
a lot
good
of
old
stuff,
times,
and so
man.
a lot of work.
It's like a whole family. Yeah, that's great. It's like an episode of something, some kind of a holiday movie.
There are people having episodes. That's true.
It's like the St. Patrick's Day movie. There's no St. Patrick's Day movies. No Easter movies. It's always like Home Alone at Christmas. It's always Christmas.
And Halloween. Halloween's got good ones too.
Yeah, those are the best movies. Yeah, man, a wild bunch of weather came through here last night.
It was pretty windy here.
Not so much through here in Wells per se, although it did snow heavy last night. Sure
Nice.
did.
Oh, still a
9,000
couple, three people without power.
9,490 without power tonight. Thompson Shoe Swap's got a few. That's why there's so few people watching our show. They're all without power. Those are all the people that generally watch it that just happen to hit them, those exact
Hmm.
people.
Bad luck for them. I should
Yeah.
open up the live stream.
Man, look at this, man. She's out all up and down. There was like trees down all through here. Like 116K gusts, Ryan was reporting that was measured at the airport there in Hope.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's a spicy meatball. We had some big wind here. Of course, in town it wasn't that bad, but up on the, every place has the mountain that gets the big wind gusts. In this area, it's Rattlesnake Mountain, and it did 100 miles an hour, 161 kilometers.
That's pretty nice. Cat 2 hurricane up there.
Mm-hmm.
There's even power outs there in Ardmore. Those look pretty small, though.
That's because there aren't people up there.
I was in Victoria there, but this is there. Yeah, there's not many people here, though. That's kind of out there. But yeah, it looks like Vancouver Island's faring okay, but that canyon area, and a bunch up there into the Kootenays. Glen Lily, Curzon. They're at Yak. There's a power outage in Yak. So rarely we get
Yak.
to mention.
Yak's over by Montana.
So rarely we get to mention Yak, BC. Yak Meadow Creek Road there.
I've been to Yak. I've been to both Yaks.
Yak, me too. Yeah.
You've been to both? BC and Montana?
Ooh, some power outages by the airport there in Cranbrook.
Yak Meadow Creek Road.
Oh, by Nakusp there, we got a bunch. Off Billings Road there. Down at Fauquier.
I realized I was watching this on the live stream and it was delayed. And I was like, why are you talking about all these places when you have Yak on the map? And then I realized, well, I'm watching the wrong tab.
Holy, look at that. Sahali's got a big power outage. And you know why that is? I got to show you this because we can't show you this one. I got to take a second to find it because we can't play this one during the show, like during the radio.
Right.
But we can definitely play it.
Is it profane?
Kind of. Yes, it is.
Holy fuck.
Nice.
Come right through all those fucking trees. You see those skid marks?
That's one way to charge your Tesla.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Is that what it is too? No, I don't think it is.
Yeah, that's
Come right
for
through
sure
all
Tesla.
those fucking trees. You see those skid marks?
I'm pretty sure. Roll it back to where he zooms in on him and pause it. I lived in Vancouver for a while. I know what a Tesla looks like, man. Yep, that's the T on the back. That's a Tesla for sure.
Oh, that's funny. Totally fucked himself there, eh?
I just got an EV. It's pretty nice.
Look at that. Like that telephone pole is fucking smashed. Like,
so what's the story here? Was he just going too fast, or was he drunk or something?
I don't know. Like the guy said, there's skid marks up the street, so you can see like he skidded into her there pretty good, and that's on Columbia there. That's the hospital right downtown Kamloops.
What's this older building? Is that also part of the hospital campus?
I think that was like a school. Yeah, I think that's a school.
We don't
or a
build
prison
buildings
for
like
kids.
that anymore. They look nice.
Or a prison for kids. It's certainly foreboding. Yeah, definitely foreboding. So yeah, that's why we got no power there in a large part of Kamloops because of that clown there in the Tesla. Holy fuck! You couldn't ask for it.
That's so great, man.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah, so I got an EV. It's not a Tesla because That's too rich for my blood, and who wants to give Musk money anyway? Um, but it has a range of like 300 miles, 500 kilometers. And I filled it up here at my in-laws' place last night. They've got an outlet that'll do that. And the whole fill up 56 kilowatt hours. Well, their power is 7 cents a kilowatt hour. So it comes out to $4 to be able to drive 200 miles. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. 200 miles is, yeah, that's a lot. That's over 400 kilometers, eh?
Yeah.
360?
Uh,
360?
yeah, something like that.
360?
But $4.
That's good. So that low that was just through BC last night, it's already like buggered right off across. Is almost in the Great Lakes, eh?
Yeah,
And
my
there
dad's
it's-
getting hammered there in War Road.
Yeah,
He said they're expecting about 20 centimeters tonight.
that's 70, 80K winds through southern Manitoba there, through the Red River Valley as well. 70, 80K Thursday, Friday. But it looks like your dad's right in the thick of it, eh?
Yeah, and then I saw some forecasts saying that parts of Wisconsin might be getting a foot of snow out of this.
Yeah, I can believe it. I mean, it was pretty vigorous through BC last night. Like, it dumped on the coke, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
absolutely bonkers.
Well, and it's still dumping in Washington. I think from now to Saturday, White Pass, which is Highway 12 west out of Yakima, is expecting like 5 to 6 feet of snow at pass level.
Good Lord, eh? Yeah, that's not the mountaintops, pass level.
Right, right.
Oh, man, that's bonkers.
But then next week, we're going to melt it all because we got this big heat dome setting up over the west.
It's true, eh? I've been noticing that heat signal too. And I felt like, oh, there's just too many storms to talk about to sort of get to it. But I keep having it on maps showing up like while
Well,
I'm talking.
so it is going to
Southern
be above
BC.
average in BC, but the focal point is really going to be like southern Utah, northern Arizona.
Like, it looked like some of the reds were on the maps there. It looked pretty impressive for what's coming to BC. So we're going to put a bunch of snow on, then we're going to have a big melt off all across the west, and rivers will come up everywhere. And
That's right. So all the snow that we're getting, it's not going to help us because we're going to melt it next week.
10 to 20 centimeters, Thunder Bay. Although Thunder Bay seems to be in the pocket. 10 to 15 centimeters. They got lucky. What's going on in Southern Ontario? So it's coming to them next, basically. Look at that. Yeah, some gusty winds there, a little bit of bits of snow there. Had a big heat event there last weekend. It was very warm, and then suddenly they had the freezing rainstorm come by. And I really haven't heard much about how devastated or not Montreal actually is from all that. Like, I just didn't really look it up.
You know as much as I do. In fact, you know more. I didn't know they had an ice storm.
Oh, yeah, big time. 20 plus mils.
Wow.
Yeah, like making
Like
a video
almost
about
an
it.
inch of ice.
I made a video about it and got like 150 views. And it's like, why do I talk about Eastern Canada at all?
Well, if you're going
'Cause
to
all
talk
my
about
actual
Quebec,
viewers are
you got
just
to
like,
do it in fake French.
all my like Western viewers are just like, who cares? Hopefully the East gets destroyed.
You just got, well, that's true. Yeah. You just got to, instead of having all these maps and stuff, you just got to open it up and poutine on the big screen, you eating poutine in the corner, then you'll get views.
I think so. Yeah, for like the first couple episodes, I was like eating a burger every episode of some kind, like really obnoxiously.
I hope my eating tonight is not obnoxious, but
No, I was
It's
like
been a
being really
day.
obnoxious about it. Like, I'd like the biggest burger I could make, and then I'd like ask Frankie a question, and as I finished the question, I'd take a great big bite of my burger.
Frankie's been out on the town. Hey, do you think Frankie gets into the clubs for free?
Oh yeah,
Nice. That's great.
yeah. I don't think he has like, a huge amount of perks in the world, but I think things like that, yeah, small town hero status. Here comes Hauk, man. 30 to
Oh,
50
it's about
centimeters
time.
up there. Like, man, friggin' Labrador and Newfoundland, they've been just hammered by bad weather.
Oh, up in Viking land.
Like just horrendously hammered. Nonstop for like months. 30 to 50 centimeters still. More of that for them. Never
I
stops.
could live in Newfoundland. That would be a blast.
Oh, man. Me too. I do like the
Let's go
Newfies.
start a compound.
I do like the Newfies. Yeah, so there's what's coming to Ontario. Here comes Ryan Voutilainen as well.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, everyone's showing up, man. It's going to be great. Going to have a good old time.
Yeah, but I'm only here temporarily.
Yeah, it's his
Okay.
birthday.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
I forgot that was this morning, but I forgot it's still today.
It's still today, yes. It is. Oh, there's an American on here now.
Happy 35th birthday.
I was American when I lived in Canada.
I know, but it wasn't the same before.
Yeah.
Yeah. You deserted us.
You know the story. You know I
know
didn't
the
want
story.
to.
I tried. I know.
Ryan did try to keep me in Canada, actually.
I bet.
So
Did I was like predicting the end of the world for like the last year just so that you would be scared.
Yeah. But sadly, our threats went nowhere.
I was like, you know what you need to do is like move further
Money
north.
talks. Yeah. No, I'm gonna move to Newfoundland.
So how about that
there
storm
you go.
How about that storm last night, Ryan?
Not bad. 139 km/h wind gust over at Hope Airport.
139?
Oh yeah.
139. There was 116, but there was also 139 depending on which station. I was speaking with Chris Doyle this morning, and he believes that it's probably valid. 139 one.
Holy.
That's in
you
a
see all the
discussion there.
56 miles an hour.
That's nuts.
That's like Pincher Creek level wind.
Mhm.
Really?
A lot
Hey.
bigger trees.
How's she going today, Brandon Hauk?
Wonderful. Covered in snow. It's great.
Our snow all
Very-
melted. I'm upset about it, but not upset about it.
All those transport trucks just knocked over on your sides.
Yeah, that's what 138k winds would do.
Hey Joey, I think all trucks are transport trucks.
They're just having a nap there.
Just having a nap. Yeah. Look at it. Reminiscent of Highway 2 in southern Alberta.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, really. Yeah. So there was
You see
that.
Southern
How many-
Alberta, or you see Highway 2 is going to get 120 speed limit.
They are? Oh, it's about time.
Especially between Calgary and Edmonton, yeah.
And in Calgary and Medicine Hat. Although
Well,
we're
that's
not
not
recording
Highway 2.
We're not on, or sorry, that's Highway 1, but still. Hopefully Highway 1 will be 120 as well.
Oh.
I do it already.
Oh yeah. That highway's not as busy as the two, so yeah.
Yeah. I know, because there's Brooks and Medicine Hat.
Oh, yeah.
It's only people visiting you.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, that was quite the win.
Because I'm on the radio right now, and I tend to get sexier by the time I go on the air, so that's how it works here.
That was like 2
There
years
you
ago,
go.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it hasn't old one yet.
And then
That's
we had
just so
snow
that
down
that's
here
just
too,
so that when I
on
go to
Tuesday.
open the thing when Frankie comes on, it goes straight to
4 minutes.
a folder that's close to where I want to be, so I don't have to spend 10 minutes looking for the folder. It's like pre-set it up.
There you go.
Yeah, we're almost at showtime with Frankie. So yeah, there's like how many power outages still in BC? Like over 9,000 in the Lower Mainland, Sunshine Coast.
That's bad. But I must say, we had more weather in the last 2 days than we had in the last 2 months down here in the Lower Mainland.
Well, it's ripping, and it's going to come to Ontario tomorrow.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, look at that. Sudbury's going to get smacked 20 to 30 centimeters. Heavy wind, 70, 80 km. Blizzard-like conditions from the Sioux right to Sudbury. On over to, looks like close to North Bay. Just north of. The B region there, still pretty solid. Hank Vliestra's coming on too. Yeah, because they don't change their time in Saskatchewan, so that when we changed our time for daylight savings time, now we're like at a reasonable time for Hank. It's not like super late at night for him now.
And we will always be a reasonable time for Hank now.
That's the awesome thing.
Unless you live in Cranbrook.
Yeah.
Ooh. Brent Crew just hit 100.
But they'll still be at an awesome time for Hank.
I knew this was going to happen. I should have bought some crude on Wednesday in my account last Wednesday.
At least you bought an electric vehicle.
Yeah. Driving around looking at $5 a gallon gas. I'm feeling real happy about having $4 for a fill up.
Really? So I would say that you did quite well in, for those of us who understood what's going to happen. Marine traffic right now. Yeah, there's not much. There was like a line of ships, though, that did come through today. Here they are still. And they like really hugged the Iranian coast as well when they did so. So I don't know what that was about.
They hugged the Iranian coast.
That's
I can bet you they're probably Russian oil tankers then.
Something
that looks like it's from Kazakhstan, so that's probably true.
Yep.
They're all going on the same bearing. So someone's getting oil, but it's not us.
No.
It's not us. So yeah, more on that soon. And then of course, some of the ports down here were in Dukem were like hit. So like, well, why don't we just put it through a pipeline across? Nope. Oh, my session timed out. We'll come back and look at that. There was a crash of an American aircraft today. KC-135 tanker. 6 people are missing, we're hearing right now. And there was also a fire on the Gerald R. Ford because they say from the laundry machine, and maybe it was also the laundry machine on the KC-135. So you were talking about that straight jet stream last week, Mark. Look at that. Almost.
Yeah.
That's pretty straight still.
That trough did some good severe weather on the plains.
Holy, what's going on there?
Heat dome.
Holy.
It's going to be messy for British Columbia, though.
Comes on, I'm going to say goodbye because I'm not going to be able to stay on afterwards where I'm going. Chunky rain and
happy birthday.
That's all I had to report. Chunky rain.
Happy birthday, Ryan Vodalainen.
Tell Colin
happy birthday.
Hi.
Colin can hear you guys. He's beside me.
Hey, Colin.
Hi, Colin.
Hello. And there you go. So have a great show, everybody.
Yep, thanks for coming in.
Next week.
Because he said so, I'm going to do it.
There you go.
Frankie's here. Hey, Hank.
Yep. Hi.
Wow, you're in the mountains.
I am virtually in the mountains.
Virtually in the mountains.
Here's Hank from Saskatchewan.
He's on mountain time now.
He's in the Saskatchewan mountains.
For all those you don't know, that's the big mountains of Saskatchewan.
Hey, Mark
Canada.
Eagle's got his segment back.
Mark is here, Frankie.
That means that my
here.
segment comes first, then the other part is Randy Halk report, then Mark Ingles after that.
Okay, boss. You got her. I'm going to hit record, okay, Frankie?
Yeah.
All right, buddy, let's do it. On 3, 2, 1. Good day, everybody. It's the Comedy Meteorology Reports, your show about how much the weather sucks in Canada, and I am your host, Joey Only, up here in Wells, British Columbia, where the weather often sucks a lot. I got my whole team of comedy, weather freaks, and fanatics, meteorologists, comedeorologists, and all that here for the show tonight, and we're about to blast off. I'll tell you more in about 20 seconds. Here we go.
Well, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, Weather is hot. Frankie's got the weather we got. Wait a minute. Well, weather is cold. Weather is hot. Frankie's got the weather. Weather or not.
All right, comediorology. That's comedy and meteorology. That's the study of how funny weather can be. Right here. That's right. I'm Joey Only here in Wells, BC, 3,953 feet up here in the mountains. And I'm joined once again for the 236th time with Frankie McDonald, who's walking the streets of Sydney, Nova Scotia right now. You might recall that he is the world's greatest weatherman. As usual, sidekick, co-host, and buddy Brandon Hout there, radio weatherman out there in Brooks, Alberta, one of the best there is on the whole plains. We got meteorologist Mark with us, who's jumped the border, but he's back on the show with a little regular meteorology bit from the pro. Then we got Hank Vliestra, storm chaser in Saskatchewan, reporting from the mountains of Saskatchewan tonight. Hank Vliestra. I guess the radio listeners will be like, what? when they can't see the background. And Mike McGregor has just joined us from Winnipeg, Manitoba as well. And guess what? We're on C4 88.7 FM, Prince George, CKUW 95.9 FM in Winnipeg, CFBX 92.5 Kamloops, and CHLS 100.5 in Lillooet. Also on Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude YouTube channel, 7 p.m. every Thursday night, Pacific Standard Time is when we do the show here. That's right. That's right. So we got a little bit from everybody from across Canada here to talk about all the big stories this year, Canada, the world, and beyond. There's a lot. We had a big storm come through southern BC last night, destroyed like every road in southern BC. Blue trucks over there, knocked out power to people all over the place. And then there was like cops chasing murderers up Highway 5, and they had a big accident, and like the highway was shut down north of Kamloops. But then we had a guy who crashed his Tesla into the hydro pole there on Columbia Street, just outside the hospital this evening. And there's no power in Kamloops, so that one's not weather related. That's just whatever related. And snowfall up into the Rogers Pass right now. She's nasty tonight. Nasty, nasty, nasty everywhere. Nasty. Frankie McDonald, is it nasty where you are, buddy? Frankie?
The intro will say, Frankie the weatherman.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. But is it nasty where you are, Frankie?
It's outside in Sydney, Nova Scotia right now.
All right, Frankie.
Can you yodel for us? Who has the worst weather in the world, Frankie?
Ladies and gentlemen, Frankie!
Yeah, that was me stalling for time. How you doing so far, buddy?
I'm doing great so far. As snow's going to change over to rain in Nova Scotia on Saturday. Then it's going to bring a gigantic snowstorm in Timmins, Ontario on Sunday. It's going to bring over 40 to 50 centimeters or so in Timmins, Ontario, where Mark Kinsman and Jamie Clump and the Kinsman Clump podcast is at. They're getting so much snow in Timmins, Ontario. It's going to bring really heavy snow where Kinsman Clump is on Sunday and a Monday, including Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, and National Ballwood Hall of Fame, Milwaukee, Wisconsin is getting snow. A lot of blizzard conditions and freezing rain and snow in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Madison, Wisconsin. Chicago's getting the flash freeze. Minneapolis, Minnesota's getting so much. The blizzard conditions on Sunday and a Monday, including up way to Wawa, Ontario, Kapuskasing, Hearst, Ontario. It's going to bring powerful winds all across the eastern United States and America. This weekend coming up this Sunday and Monday, it's going to bring really strong winds in Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, including Ohio, where Jason Marshall is. And Jason Marshall of Cookies is getting really strong winds and heavy rain on Monday coming up. It's going to bring so much wind and rain in Jason Marshall, we have Cookies area. It's going to bring a lot of high winds, heavy rain in Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, PI, Newfoundland, and Base Guy's hometown, Montreal. They had so much freezing rain where Base Guy's show is in Montreal. Then it got really cold air hitting all the way down southeastern United States. Chicago's getting the deep freeze on Monday coming up. It's going to bring deep freeze. It's going to bring a lot of Santa Ana winds in Southern California, like Los Angeles, and Gary and Dino's getting in Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona's getting deadly heat waves next week. For Gary and Dino is I urge Gary and Dino to drink a lot of water because weather's going to be so hot and really hot weather in Gary and Dino's area. an area where Trevor used to live in Los Angeles, and Trevor Gurney used to live in Los Angeles. They're bringing deadly heat waves in San Diego. It's going to bring really hot weather in Nevada, Carson City, Las Vegas, and Reno, Nevada, and all those places. And Texas is really hot too. So it's West Mexico is really, really hot in Baja California, Mexico. And all across the other places called Central America, lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Panama right now, including Guatemala, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Niagara, Honduras, and all those places.
They're predicting 40 in Arizona next week, Friday on the 20th, Frankie. That's nuts.
It's going to be mighty hot there. Lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Colombia, South America right now. And Caracas, Venezuela, lots of rain thunderstorms going on right now. So is Amazon rainforest in Brazil. So is Ecuador, parts of Bolivia, parts of Peru. A lot of rain thunderstorms right now. Same with the Rio de Janeiro, soon be entering dry season. Lots of rain thunderstorms in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Up around the northern Chile is really dry out right now in southern Chile. Lots of rain in coast areas and snow up in the mountains in southern Chile. And Arusha, Argentina is warm and cold air fighting each other, including Stanley Falkland Islands. And the weather all across the United Kingdom is a lot of rain and wind heading towards England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland. It's heading towards France with cold temperature, snow and rain heading towards France and parts of Spain, parts of Portugal. Then you got cold weather heading towards Italy where the Olympics are. Then in Algeria, parts of Libya is getting really cold weather. In parts of Libya, parts of Algeria. Egypt is going to get a little bit of rain next week. Then it gets a lot of cold air in Turkey, including parts of Greece, in Italy, Croatia, Bosnia, and all those places, Serbia, Bulgaria, Macedonia, and all those countries, Moldova, and all those places, Norway, Finland, Sweden, to get snow up in the mountains, rainy coast areas. Moscow, Russia's really cold, so it's Minsk, Belarus, and all those places. And the weather all across East Asia is. The weather in East Asia is lots of rain going on in southern Japan. Coming off the coast of southern Japan to get some cold air in Sapporo, Hokkaido, Japan. In South Korea, North Korea, Vladivostok, you got flurries in the forecast. And it got some Beijing, China, got some rain in the forecast. And it's really cold in Beijing, China. In Vladivostok, Russia, in Magadan, Russia, Yakutsk is really, really cold. So it's Mongolia right now, northern Russia is gradually warming up. Hong Kong is drier than normal. Taiwan is a little bit of showers in the forecast. Taiwan is still be entering rainy season. Lots of showers and thunderstorms in the Philippines right now. Parts of Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand is still be entering rainy season. A lot of rain thunderstorms going on in Singapore, Malaysia, and Indonesia. And the weather all across India is lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Bangladesh, northern Bangladesh, and Myanmar is still dry and normal. India's into the summer now. They're getting dangerous heat wave in India in April, May coming up. So India's into their summer next month. In Pakistan, it got a little drier. It's going to turn showery weather in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and the parts of Iran, it got showery weather. And Tibet is really cold up in Tibet on the other side of Mount Everest.
Yeah, thunderstorms coming tomorrow for Iran, eh? Today for them.
In the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, a little bit of showers and thunderstorms for forecast. Then gets the rain head towards Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, all those places. Arab Emirates is drier, getting towards a lot of rain. And later next week in Dubai, in our Arab Emirates and all those places. And weather in Northern Africa is Nigeria and Ghana is getting into rainy season, but the Sahara Desert's really dry right now. There's rain and thunderstorms increasing in Nigeria and Ghana and all those places. Over in South Africa right now, lots of rain and thunderstorms going on in Mozambique and Madagascar, Lorient, and Mauritius Islands. Lots of rain and thunderstorms heading towards South Africa. Botswana is dry to normal. Angola is dry to normal. Angola is dry to normal. Namibia is dry to normal. Angola, lots of rain and thunderstorms for forecast, including Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Congo, DR Congo, Uganda right now. And the weather all across New South Wales in Australia. A lot of rain and thunderstorms going on in Darwin, Australia. There's a cyclone could be heading towards Townsville, Australia next week possible. And lots of rain thunderstorms going on in Central Australia this weekend coming. And the next weekend, lots of rain thunderstorms in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia coming up. And the Sydney, New South Wales, Australia is Gold Coast have got some thunderstorms and rain forecast in Melbourne, Brisbane, all those places. And down New Zealand is lots of showers and thunders, lots of showers and forecast in Auckland, New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand, Hamilton, New Zealand, Stratford, New Zealand, New Plymouth, New Zealand, including Gisborne, New Zealand, Napier, Hawke's New Zealand, Nelson, New Zealand, Greymouth, New Zealand, Christchurch, Dunedin, and Invercargill, New Zealand. Antarctica is starting to get more darkness now. Up in the Arctic, it's getting more daylight right now.
Yeah, there's a severe thunderstorm right now in Australia right now,
And
Frankie.
Siberia is warming up right now in Russia. Siberia is gradually warming up bit by bit this month. Siberia, Yakutovsk will be getting a lot of snow next month because it will be warmer in Yakutovsk next month. They'll be getting so much snow there next month because it was too cold to snow in January and February there. It's going to get a lot of snow there next month.
We got thunderstorms near Banara Point and Boganger there, and Hastings Point and South Murwillumbah and Tumbulgum, and there's and Furville, Crabs Creek there, Burring Bar and Molimbimby. I got some snow, some storms going on in Doon and Pumpkinville, Australia right now, and Lillian Rock. You're just about out of it there, but Dunoon, you're still in some there. Clunes, Newry Bar, Suffolk Park, Ewingsdale, Federal, Lennox Head, Aldensville. I just love saying Australian town names. It's like always the best part of my week.
And I'm showing you Pitt Street in downtown Sydney right now.
How many people live in downtown Sydney, Frankie? How many people live in Sydney, Frankie?
Over 30,000 people live in Sydney. I'm showing you Pitt Street in Sydney.
Yeah, keep explaining for the radio listeners. Tell the radio listeners what you're seeing.
That's a Pitt Street in Sydney, Nova Scotia, Canada.
Yeah, what kind of buildings are there?
All those businesses and things like this, and here's the other part of Pitt Street in Sydney.
Yeah, there's like a big warehouse, is it, Frankie?
All those businesses.
A bunch of businesses, and then there's the bar that Frankie's at there too.
And I got something to say. You got the videos ready.
I got videos ready for you, Frankie. You guys want to see some? Anyone got a question for Frankie while I look up the video?
Yes.
Frankie,
Yes. Oh, we'll let Mike go first, but I have one.
where is the coldest weather in the world today?
Greenland was
Tomorrow.
the coldest weather in the world this winter. Somewhere in interior Greenland.
I thought it would be Iceland because they call it ice.
They call it Greenland. Greenland is they just name it because the Denmark government.
Mike, you got a question for Frankie?
Yeah, Frankie. Have you ever had a baked potato before?
I had baked potato a ton of times.
What do you like to put on your baked potatoes?
I just baked with nothing. It was great.
You just have straight potato?
Yes.
You do put butter on it?
No.
What about salt?
Salt
No
and pepper.
sour cream?
No sour cream, just salt and pepper.
Do you cook it?
My family cooks it.
Yeah, okay.
That's awesome, Frankie.
That's hardcore. What about peanut butter and jam?
I like peanut butter jam sandwiches.
Yeah, but not on your potatoes, eh?
No.
Peanut butter and jam potatoes.
Base guy had so much freezing rain yesterday.
He did. Did he lose power? Did anybody lose power in Montreal?
Base guy didn't lose power.
That's good. How's Base Guy doing? You gonna go on a show tomorrow night?
Yes, things are great so far. Base guy's doing great.
Base Guy's doing great. Okay, here's Frankie videos of the week for you, everybody.
Don't wait till last minute. Do it right now. Have your salt trucks ready and put the salt on the road in Montreal, Quebec, and surrounding areas. Streets, roads, highways, and all the roads will be ice covered in Montreal. Everyone, are you guys from around the world are coming to see me in person? This is Frank McDowell, my own TV station, live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Heavy snow is headed towards Montreal, Quebec on Wednesday, March the 11th, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of snow. It's going to bring 15 to 20 centimeters of snow or more in Montreal and its surrounding areas, including St. Anne de Bellevue, where Base Guy Show lives. Heavy freezing rains head towards Montreal, Quebec on Wednesday, March 11, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of freezing rain to Montreal, Quebec, and the surrounding areas, including Montreal, East Island, including Laval, Quebec, and South Shore, Quebec. It's going to bring so much freezing rain that could cause prolonged power outages. It's going to cause Silverton. It's going to have a lot of build-up ice, including St. Anne de Bellevue, where Base Guy Show lives. Rest of Montreal, where Patrick Mack is guiding Universe live. Massive snowstorms headed towards Timmins, Ontario on Monday, March 16, 2026. Is going to bring 30+ centimeters of snow in Timmins, Ontario. Surrounding areas is going to affect Capital Casey and Hearst, Ontario, and the surrounding, including Highway 101 in Timmins. It's going to bring a lot of snow, including Timmins Square Mall, where Kinsey Clump Podcast is located. Like Mark Kinsman's the host of Kinsey Clump Podcast, and Jamie Clump, the co-host of Kinsey Clump Podcast. You're going to have to be prepared. Heavy snow is headed towards Nova Scotia on Thursday, March 12, 2026. It's going to bring 15 to 20 centimeters of snow more, especially in Halifax and Sydney as well. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Nova Scotia. Streets, roads, highways, and Trans-Canada Highway will be snow covered. Massive snowstorm is headed towards Minnesota on Sunday, March 15, 2026. It's going to bring up to 12 to 18 inches of snow or more, especially in Minneapolis and St. Paul, Minnesota. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause blown, drifted snow, reduced visibility, dangerous and treacherous traffic conditions, and streets, roads, highways, and interstate highways will be snow covered. There will be so much snow in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, and the rest of Minnesota and the surrounding communities, small towns, villages. Be prepared. Make sure to wear your winter gear when you're driving a car. Be extremely careful when you're driving a car. When you go for a walk, be extremely careful when you're walking. Massive snowstorms head towards Wisconsin on Sunday, March 15, 2026. It's going to bring a lot of snow in Wisconsin, especially in Green Bay, Wisconsin, La Crosse, Wisconsin, and Superior, Wisconsin, including Madison and Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's going to bring a lot of snow. Winds are going to be really strong. It's going to cause blown, drifting snow. Really cold air is headed towards Chicago, Illinois on Monday, March 16, 2026. It's going to bring very cold temperatures in Chicago and surrounding areas, including Illinois, Indiana border. It's going to rain on Sunday. It's going to cause flash freeze. It's going to turn really cold on Monday in Chicago and surrounding areas. Be prepared. Dress really warm for people living in Chicago and the surrounding areas as well. Dress really warm. Have your salt trucks ready. Put the salt on the road. Since the weather's going to turn really cold on Monday, March 16, 2026 in Chicago and the surrounding areas as well.
There's some Frankie videos of the week. There's a couple questions out there, Frankie. Who has the best weather in Canada, Ash Shalom? Who has the best weather in Canada?
Somewhere. It was Sydney, Nova Scotia back on Tuesday.
Yeah, all right. What do you know about the heat dome coming, Astro Campbell, man?
It's going to be a heat dome. It's going to hit Southern California. It's going to bring dangerously heat where Gary and Dino lives in Phoenix, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona. I even did that for the Gary and Dino show today. And I was doing video myself for the Gary Dino show. I just sent the video myself to Gary Dino email address.
And Cheese Whiz Rice says in the comments, we had trees down all over the Arrow Lakes today from high winds. Nothing fell on my house, though, so we are good. Anyone
and
else
Trevor's
got a
old
question?
hometown. Even Trevor Garner, the host of Trevor's Happy Hour podcast, he's up in Evan now. His old hometown is getting really dangerous heat wave this weekend and next week as well.
Any other questions for Frankie before we move on down?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes,
Frankie.
Hank Fleistra.
I heard, Frankie, there's going to be 20 to 30 foot high waves on one of the lakes in around Sunday, Monday.
Yes, the Great Lakes region and Great Lakes region, and including Wisconsin, east and western Michigan, and all those places. It's going to bring big waves in Chicago and all those places, and Lake Superior and Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, and all those places, including Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Exactly what I heard. Yep.
That's nuts. That's nuts. Well, Frankie, go get some chicken wings there, buddy, and go drink some pops or whatever it is you get into.
Time for Brandon Houck Report.
You know what?
The Brandon Houck Report.
Oh, hi. This is the Brandon Houck Report.
Brought to you by
Smoking Good Barbecue.
Smoking Good Barbecue.
Smoking good barbecue.
Houck
Smoking good weather this week. Woo.
Yeah, next week.
Oh, next week too. Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this week was a lot of fun. I have to say, it was a lot of fun. No doubt about that. I also saw some thunderstorms sneaking around Frankie's area today. A couple of thunderstorms out by Cape Breton there.
Sneaking, eh?
Sneaking around. I don't think they hit Sydney, but yeah, there's some lightning strikes. I think PEI saw their first lightning strike of 2026 today, and then that same system probably brought 60 to 90 millimeters of rain to Burgeo, Newfoundland today too. So yeah,
Right. Well, it
So,
is
yeah.
certainly not nice like in other parts of Nova Scotia, but it seems like Frankie's having a nice time out there right now.
Oh yeah,
Nice
all
in
that.
Sydney, 6 degrees.
Yeah, 6 degrees, pretty nice. They're back into the mostly rain now. It looks like
It's
generally
raining
rain.
really hard on Sober Island right now.
Sober. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
raining
yeah.
hard.
They're rethinking.
Cats
Look at
and
all the lightning
dogs.
strikes out there right now. Lightning strikes right now. You're right.
Yep. There's some more lightning strikes. There's some pretty good little thunderstorms rolling through, I'd say, Digby up to Truro, and then just went through New Glasgow, right up the strait there between PEI and Nova Scotian, and right into Cape Breton on the west side of Cape Breton. So they got all thunder and lightning today. So Frankie missed out on that today. So I was hoping that would head over to Frankie's way earlier, but went to Burgeo, Newfoundland instead. Deliver all that rain. So, yeah, that was pretty cool indeed. Meanwhile, speaking of cool weather, we had some cool weather earlier this week. That's right. Had a shelf cloud, the first shelf cloud of 2026. Speaking of cool weather, that arrived on Sunday as the front moved through. So we saw temperatures right around 13 degrees to start the day on Sunday, and strong westerly wind, winds gusting 70 to 80 kilometers an hour. And you have a strong Chinook wind and a cold front blasting from the north to the south. So you see the shelf cloud coming, but you still have the Chinook winds to contend with. So it was really tough talking. People couldn't hear me on the video because the Chinook winds were blowing 80 k. The shelf cloud was coming in from the north. And there was some lightning in that thing as well, about in the Hazar area. They had quite a bit of thunder and lightning and thunder snow up there back on Sunday. And then that shelf cloud rolled through, the wind switched direction, and I was standing out there while the cold front hit, and it was 13 degrees. You can feel it, nice warm westerly breeze. And then once the cold front hit, the air mass changed like in 5 seconds, and the temperature dropped to near freezing in just a matter of seconds. So it was quite a thing to witness. And I was wearing shorts that morning too, and I had to run back in and put pants on and then it snowed.
That's not fair, because all I saw was tipped over bins and snow and ice everywhere still. So
Oh yeah.
I just want to pause and make sure that Joey takes a clip of that, but only the part about running back in and putting pants on for the next show intro video.
There we go. Next show intro right there.
I wonder. I might have found the clip.
I found it. Brilliant.
We are hiding from the wind.
Oh
Is that
yes.
Okay.
Hiding
give
from
me
the
a
wind. Oh yes. So yeah, this is when the snow started here, and we had the snow began, and the winds were just blasting from the north this time, and I had a bunch of trees in my way, so I was able to hide from the wind and do a proper video that way. But and then snowed a couple centimeters. It was great. It was a great day, I have to say. Sunday was great. Sunday fun day, no doubt about that, in the weather world. All right, we are hiding from the wind, so you can hear me, as it is now snowing, and I have to take the shorts off and put a winter coat on. I know Alberta weather in a nutshell today, and now we've got the snow coming down at this time. Pretty good clip. Still a blustering northeast wind, gusting up to 60 kilometers an hour out here, and we're going to see a heavier pocket of snow move in the next couple of hours, so I expect at least around 5 centimeters by the time this is all said and done today. So this is just the beginning of the snow part, as we pretty much drift right back into winter.
Looks like it was pretty pretty windy on you, buddy.
What a day it has been as this, front continues to move its way through the...
There you go. Brandon this week in shorts while she's hammering.
Yeah. Well, that was after I put pants on. That was, that video. So it was way warmer. It was much colder then. It was below freezing by then.
You don't have to take the shorts off. You just have to put baggy pants on over top of them.
Well, I guess, yeah. I kind of did that, but... And then put a winter coat on. So I barely had a coat on either at the beginning either. And that was about, what time was that? That was about 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. It was that warm out. And then poof, right back. Right down the rabbit hole afterwards. So that was a wild time on Sunday. No doubt about that. And then after that, conditions after that was pretty decent for the next couple of days. A couple flurries, convective flurries. So you saw nice convection on Monday. So building clouds, if we had a little more daytime heating, I think we would have saw something pop up on Monday there, but we had small little convective flurries blast through. Tuesday, Wednesday were pretty nice. And then today, well, that was fun. Earlier this morning, we had the next system, the Clipper system. We missed out on all the wind. The wind mostly stayed south of us this time. So we got all the precipitation this time around. And we got blasted by snow pellets, grapple at about 3 a.m. this morning, and they were tinging at the window there. That was kind of cool. Hoping to get a little thunder snow, but wasn't enough ingredients for that. All the ingredients didn't come together for that, but it was pretty close. It was pretty convective activity earlier today, and then it went right to snow, and we picked up at least 8 centimeters of snow here in Brooks, about 11 centimeters in Drumhellers. I'm doing radio in Drumheller this week, so I got that snowfall projection pretty much bang on there, so I felt pretty good about that, just filling in this week there. And then, areas to the south were wondering where was the snow, but the snow is on the way for southwestern portions of the province after that, that Clipper system that blasts its way out of British Columbia into southern Alberta, producing all kinds of winds, truck-tipping winds in Montana through the day today. And we stayed with the snow all day and saw a peak of the sun by the evening, and now we're going to see a little bit more snow to southwestern Alberta with the next system that's going to be blasting into Wyoming by Friday morning. So we'll probably pick up a couple of more centimeters of snow in southwestern Alberta. Meanwhile, I'd say we're going to take a bit of a break. So the areas that did not see the snow today is going to see the snow tomorrow. While we take a break from the snow tomorrow, but we'll get a few flurries kind of hit and miss through the day on Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. And then as we go into Saturday, the next system rolls into Montana. That spills an upslope flow, upslope enhancement, and we'll get a couple more centimeters of snow into southern Alberta. 2 to 5 centimeters of snow at best for the most part, and probably a little higher amounts, especially the southwestern corner of the province, and especially in the Montana. Some areas of Montana could potentially pick up 50 centimeters of snow with these systems as they pass on through there. The weekend, temperature staying cold for the weekend, and then we'll see a nice rebound in temperature into next week as we see a warm front moving through on Monday, bringing the chance of freezing rain and from Drumheller to Edmonton, and then some snow, heavier snow up to the northern part of the province. But we're going to be in the teens by next week, and that warm air is going to be influence most of Western Canada and western portions of the U.S. Under the heat. For us, I wouldn't. For Western Canada, it's not a lot of heat, but it's going to be very warm, balmy. But southern portions of the U.S. definitely under that heat dome for the beginning of next week. They're looking pretty dandy. I also, well, you probably don't know, I'm also doing weather in Hawaii and finding out what a Kona storm is all about. And that's going to be fun. They're going to, in my area in Hawaii where I'm forecasting, they could see 300 millimeters of rain this weekend. So that is going to be something else, no doubt about that. With that,
and a volcanic explosion,
and then they had a volcano explosion as well this week too. So it's going to be quite interesting indeed.
Are you covering Big Island?
To my other things, which is a couple of stories this week. One story: scientists in Australia and China have altered tomato scents to smells like popcorn for some reason. So that's the thing. And then in the state of Oregon, I guess now you can do yoga with snakes. That's probably where Mark is right now. You can do yoga with snakes.
That's why he wanted to go back. Yeah.
No, they don't offer that as hot yoga with snakes. So
Right.
I'm out.
Right.
That's why
I
he
guess.
wanted to go back to the States. There's not enough snake yoga here in Canada.
No snake yoga here, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, there's the volcano eruption. So I guess they call that episode 43. So I'm kind of learning all about cool things in that area that I'm on the radio on in that area. So cover
You're
that
covering
area.
Big Island then?
Yep, right on the Big Island.
I know.
Covers pretty much half of the Big Island there. So including the volcanoes.
We got some jokes of the week here.
Yes, we do. And
All
they're
right,
very
jokes
bad
of the
jokes this week. Just a warning. Listener discretion is advised.
I'm gonna get pretty ranchy here, raunchy.
Especially the last one. All right, here we go. So we'll go to March the 8th, which was the daylight savings time. Yes, that means BC changed the time for the last time this year.
I'm so stoked.
So they say.
So they say.
We did this in the 70s and it went so poorly they changed it back before the end of winter.
There'll be people who just resist it. They'll just be like I'm gonna change my time anyways. Government.
So yeah, I'm looking ahead, and that means you guys are gonna all be on Mountain Time when we start the show in November. So that's gonna be pretty handy for me.
That's going to be pretty handy for me too, because where I'm going, I will still be on Pacific time, but where I'm going, they still switch times. So the show's going to start at 6 p.m. instead of 7 for me.
It's good for everybody, man. Hockey games are going to start at 5 here.
Brandon and I were talking about that, and we're like, this is so great. This is the best thing that could have happened to us. If we could convince Frankie to do the show an hour earlier year round, like, let's go.
Oh yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, and Hank too. Like now we're on a timeline that matches Saskatchewan's, weird time things that they do. They don't switch clocks because they don't have clocks in Saskatchewan.
No,
just
they have mountains, apparently.
Yeah, just the mountains there.
Yes. Okay. So I'll get to the jokes here. Here we go. This is March 8th. Here we go. What do you call it when a cow grows facial hair?
A moustache.
There we go. Yes.
Nice.
Mike gets a full point. And that was a quick.
Mike gets the point. There we
quick,
go.
too.
So now we go to the 9th of March. What happens when a strawberry gets run over crossing the street?
It causes a traffic jam.
There we go.
Oh, 1 point Mark.
Let's go.
1
All
point
right.
Mike, 1 point Mark.
To the 10th. Oh, by the way, there's one joke with no points in it, so that's too bad. Anyways, what did one hat say to the other?
That could be anything. It said, "It's the end of the world as we know it."
Oh no.
Do you know where I'm going? Because I'm turned around.
No other answers?
I guess we got all losses on this one.
All right. Well, stay here. I'm going on ahead. There we go.
Oh.
All right. We go to the 11th.
That would have been 2
March.
points.
What do you give a scientist with bad breath?
PhD.
Oh. Nobody else knows that? All right. Experiments.
Oh, God. No. Okay, next.
All right, to the 12th. This is today. There's points for me for this one today. So 2 fish were swimming and hit a concrete structure. One looked at the other and said, "Damn."
Damn. Ha! I beat you to it. I got the point.
That's a half point for Mark. Half point.
All right. Here we go to the 13th. What do you do if your puppy isn't feeling well?
Oh, you call a vet.
It's pretty close.
If you're Christy Nome, you shoot it.
I should know this one.
Well, you kind of take him to the doctor.
Oh, boy.
All right. Now to the bad one. Here we go. This is
Parental
bad.
advisory.
All right. This is so bad. What did Spartacus say when the lion ate his wife?
We're all afraid to answer this.
Oh.
It'll like come up in family court or something.
Here we go. Nothing. He was gladiator.
Oh,
Nice.
That's terrible, yeah. That's not how the story actually goes. Mike had a full point. Mark had a full point. Mike had like a quarter point. Mark,
I got
Mark
a point
may
and a
have,
half.
Mark may have edged that one out this week there. Meteorologist Mark, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you. I'm reporting in from beautiful Hermiston, Oregon, where they actually, Brandon, just opened an air and space museum here. And I went the other day, and it was just an empty warehouse, and I was pretty disappointed, but I can't really complain because it was truth in advertising.
I gotcha.
So, yeah, it's been windy here. It's commonly windy here in the spring because we're right downwind. We're east of the Cascade Mountains. We're right downwind of the Columbia Gorge. Oh, now we're gonna play this. Go ahead,
Just
Joey.
got the fat check for pushing that.
My name, Mark Ingalls.
Pushing that agenda. It says here, HARP, climate change, whatever, in my bank account.
Yeah, that took me a minute to find it.
Yeah, so we're right downwind of one of the big gaps in the Cascades, the Columbia River Gorge, and so the air gets funneled right through the gorge. We're downwind of it, and so we've been having some big wind, not as big as the Fraser Valley's been having. I think we probably peaked around 80 kilometers an hour last night. That's not that big of a deal, but on Rattlesnake Mountain near here in on the Washington side of the river. They recorded 100 miles an hour. That's 161 kilometers per hour. And some of the one of the stations up in the Cascades recorded 188 kilometer an hour wind gust. And so what's happening here is, yeah, that's right. That was on top of a mountain, though. And of course, Rattlesnake Mountain's on top of a mountain. But what's happening is the jet stream is parked right on top of Washington State.
Well, now there's rattlesnakes blown everywhere.
That's right.
All
Yeah.
over the
Well,
country.
it's actually tumbleweeds. This is the part of the U.S. where they get highway closures because of tumbleweed drifts. I don't think we had any of those last night, but what's happening is the jet stream is parked right on top of Washington State, and so as the air comes through, of course, it's dynamic with the cold front and stuff, but then the mountains also cause that very strong wind to mix down to the surface. And so it's been quite windy here. Looking forward to a calmer day tomorrow. I would have liked to go actually up the hill and measure the wind with my Kestrel, but I didn't feel too keen on driving up there at night in the wind. Like, I grew up around here, so I know the area really well, but I just kind of wasn't feeling it. So yeah, that's the story here. We do have that heat dome coming up next week in the western U.S. That will be a player in British Columbia and Alberta weather, but not in the same way as it's going to be here. So it looks like it's going to be focused around like St. George, Utah sort of area. That's in southern Utah, kind of, I don't know, a little, it's between Vegas and Salt Lake City, a little closer to the Vegas side. But as that heat dome parks in that area, we're looking at temperatures north of 40 degrees in Phoenix for the first time of the year. And this is very early to get that warm. Obviously, Phoenix, Arizona gets 40 degrees pretty regularly in the summer, but to get it in mid-March is quite, will probably be record breaking. It's not going to be that hot here. We're probably looking closer to 20 in Eastern Oregon, Eastern Washington. And it will be warm in British Columbia, but what's actually going to happen is we're shifting the storm track north with this big heat dome. So The high pressure system forces the jet stream further north. Right now, like I said, it's parked on Washington. Well, we're going to park it basically on Bella Coola, and it's going to be pretty wide. And so I think I was seeing, let me switch this over here. I know Joe is sharing the screen, so I'll let him keep doing that. But it looks like
If you
Bella
got
Coola
one.
is going to, it's the same screen you have, so it doesn't matter. But over the course of next week, and keep in mind this is a 5-day forecast, we're looking at like 150 millimeters of rain for Bella Coola, around Lower Mainland. Some of the wetter communities there, North Van and Coquitlam and whatever, may be north of 100 millimeters of rain. And so we've got the jet stream parked on BC. Obviously, the arid regions like Kelowna and Kamloops aren't going to get a whole lot of rain. They'll be pretty well showered, just some light shadowed, I should say. It's just some light rain showers for Williams Lake up to Prince George there, and then modest rainfall amounts around 50 mils in the Rockies. On the north side of that, though, it'll be quite cold. There should be decent snow. We have gotten a lot of snow here in Washington and Oregon over the last couple of days. We're looking at an additional 5 to 6 feet on White Pass by Saturday. That's really great for the snowpack. The snowpack is pathetic. And the problem is this heat dome is going to melt all the snow that we just got. So we're looking at pretty dismal water supply this summer in the Pacific Northwest, at least in the Columbia River watershed. Further north, I think it's looking a little better, but it's certainly not perfect. But I think we should be adding some more mountain snow over the next week with this heat dome down in Utah and Arizona. So that's kind of the big deal. I've kind of just I got a new car this week because we didn't want to import our car into the U.S. So we just sold it in Canada and then bought a new one here. So I've been playing around with the new car. I've been, like I said, I grew up here. I'm going to have dinner at my grandma's house on Saturday. That's always nice. I wonder what she's going to make. It's always good. So that's what's going on in my neck of the woods. I'll be here again for another week. And then I'm going to my mystery location, which I'll tell you about eventually, but we'll see. I'll tell you when the time is right.
How old is your grandma?
Early 70s. She was born in like 52, 53, something like that. I am the oldest of the oldest. So
And what's her social security number?
it's 8675309. I do remember they don't have a landline anymore, but I do remember her phone number from like 20 years ago.
Yeah, same here with my grandparents. It's like the same number.
One time when we moved to Tacoma, my dad was in the military, so when we moved to Tacoma has a different area code than Kennewick does. And so I dialed, well, I don't mind telling you this, it's I dialed 7353268, not realizing I needed to put in the area code first. And so this woman who sounded like my grandma when I was 5 picks up and talks to me, and then she's like, I gotta go. And then like 5 minutes later, she calls my mom and tells her she needs to tell her kid about area codes. Okay, that's enough reminiscing.
Okay. Meteorologist Mark Ingalls.
That's right.
Hank or
Good
Mike?
to see you, Mark.
Yeah, you too, Hank and Mike.
Can I go?
Okay.
So it's been a kind of interesting weather-wise here. We're supposed to get thunder snow today. Justin and I were talking about it. A low south of the border was supposed to produce a heavy swath of snow through southern Manitoba this afternoon and evening, and that ended up shifting south at the last minute. The models changed on us this morning, and originally they were saying like 15 to 20 centimeters of snow and thunder snow this afternoon. So North Dakota got that, and they had a severe thunderstorm warning issued this afternoon in North Dakota, north of Bismarck. I can't really pull anything up on my screen, but if you want to pull it up on the weather map, that same system right now is going through northern North Dakota with heavy snow. We just had a quick burst of snow go through our neck of the woods. But it's been kind of a quiet day weather-wise here, other than just that little swath of snow we had. It's just north of, I think, if you want to pull it up on the map, there's some
Well,
heavy
I'm
snow
not gonna
happening.
because I got this breaking right now that we should just mention. And yeah, so the snow is down south of you in the States, but
Yeah.
also on the backside of it, it's windy, and that's why we now have this fire emergency happening in Nebraska, in
Oh,
Dawson,
geez.
Nebraska. Fire warning for far southwest Dawson County, including Farnham tonight. This is a very dangerous situation. It's so dangerous that they spelled it situation. They messed up the they messed up the spelling even. They're like, oh my God. They're like just trying to get the report out as fast as they can to everybody. So we have a situation here in Nebraska. Residents of Southwest Dawson County should evacuate immediately due to a wildfire situation. This
Can
includes
I hop in here real quick?
Yeah.
So I actually used to live in this area of Nebraska. Not exactly this county, but this is an area that's like you're kind of eastern Nebraska is very well foliated. It's pretty moist and stuff. But western Nebraska, like this, you're starting to get into the drier high plains sort of situation. So like eastern Nebraska, you can kind of think of as more like Manitoba when it comes to foliage, like more like Winnipeg sort of idea. Whereas Western Nebraska, you're thinking more like Brooks and Calgary sort of idea. This is more wheatland and ranching rather than further to the east is going to be corn because there's more water. So this is a very dry area. This would be a very fast moving wildfire in prairie type grass. I don't imagine there's a lot of, well, I guess winter wheat's probably still on. So hopefully we're not burning up a lot of that. But this would be a very fast moving fire, but it's not like the forest fires we get here in British Columbia and in the Pacific Northwest. That's my
These are
commentary.
Can I hop in quickly and mention the weather pattern ahead for this week?
Yes. 1 second. We're still finishing this here.
Okay.
So if people. So drive east to Eustis. They're saying so that you evacuate immediately to save your life. Okay, that's the kind of situation we got on. So like Mark's saying, is a grass fire. The grass fires tend to move very fast. Whatever the speed of the wind is blowing, that's the speed the fire will move through that grass when it's very volatile and dry like this. So you're talking like if there's 40, 50, 60 kilometer an hour winds, that's what kind of you're talking about here outside. Looks like Eustis, Bertrand. You can see the smoke column even on the radar right now. Large smoke column coming out of that. It's a very dangerous situation. So however fast that wind is moving, what's the calculation on this, Mark? Let's do a quick calculation on the wind speed here. 26, 25, 25 meters a second.
So basically multiply that by 4 and you got it. So it's moving like 100 kilometers an hour.
Like you cannot take your time to think about what to do. So people in Nebraska right now, hopefully you're driving toward Farnham, and do not drive north or west if you're in that area right now. Mike, you got your patterns you're talking about in Winnipeg this week.
Yeah, it's been kind of weird to set up the last week. We've been getting days where it's like +6, and then the next day is like -5 or -4. And then we get like overnight lows where we're like in the -20s. This morning, I was actually quite cold and I had to put my jacket on again because just the other day we had snow melting. So I think we're kind of in that transition pattern now into the spring where we're going to get days where it's going to be like perfectly warm and mild, +1, +2. The rest of the week looks like we're going to be seeing temperatures in the minus teens for daytime highs and maybe minus single digits. Behind that low pressure system, we're supposed to get those strong wind gusts, but instead we're going to be getting temperatures overnight in the -20s. So buckle up if you're looking to have another blast of winter. That's definitely on the way for us. But I definitely see the signs ahead in the long range that this cold weather pattern is gonna slowly, you guys were talking about that heat dome. That warm air is gonna reach us at some point, eh? I'm seeing that on the GFS. As far as March 28th, where highs are like +1, +2 during the afternoon, and that cold air is back up in the Arctic. But that's and then I got something funny. Canadian town named St. Louis, Dahaha sparks curiosity and confusion. While passing the sign for St. Louis to haha on highway in Quebec, drivers and passengers are likely to do a double take. There's a town that got the name after Lake explorers saw Lake Tamascuda from a certain height. They allegedly cried out, "Aha! Here's the lake." So there's a lake in there's a place in Quebec called St. Louis to haha, because I thought it'd be funny with a haha.
Ha ha ha. Mike McGregor. Hank Leestra. We got a few minutes here still while we're on the radio show. Hank Leestra.
Yeah, like Mike mentioned, we got cold weather moving in this weekend. It's not here yet, really, but starts moving in tomorrow and especially Saturday, Sunday, and we're going to have lows around -20 on the weekend. So that's plenty cold for this time of year. We have had worse. And then next week looks awesome. I'm surprised Mike doesn't have warmer temperatures than he mentioned, because I'm going to be getting to 7 to 8 degrees for several days in a row next week. And I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to get so much snow melted. It's going to be more bare ground than snow after that's done.
It's like you gotta like suffer through the hard moments in Saskatchewan to get the glorious springtime. It'll come. But yeah, one more weekend of -20. That's sorry.
We might get a lightning strike or two towards next weekend, somewhere in Saskatchewan, I think. That's my guess.
Oh man, I can't wait.
And then mosquitoes.
Because I know
The
that
day after.
It's always you guys that gets the thunderstorms first, and then we get our turn like April.
then you get the mosquitoes, yeah.
Yeah.
The national bird of Manitoba there. You know how the prairie wind blows all the mosquitoes from across Western Canada and they stack up in Manitoba. And like, where all these mosquitoes come from? Like, well, everywhere. The wind blew in Saskatchewan and all the mosquitoes like piled up on top of your hot dog when you're walking around in Winnipeg. trying to eat a hot dog.
It literally feels like that some years.
The mosquitoes are trying to eat it for you there. You know, I've been in Winnipeg when the mosquitoes are bad. I didn't think it was that bad, but I grew up in a swamp in Ontario, though. So it's like, man, like
that's nothing.
Every kind of bug all the time in the swamp. And
Yeah,
like, so
your
far
idea
south.
of bad, and I grew up in a cold air quotes. I grew up in a cold desert, so my idea of bad and your idea of bad are not the same.
No, man, because like in that central Ontario area too, it gets so hot all the time and so humid. It's like the friggin' jungle there in the summertime, right? And like the summer can start like tomorrow there. Like you can be April, it can be like in the 20s. It's like bugs can wake up super early. It'll be bugs forever, all the time. You like yawn and they're like,
hey, I'm showing you Prince Street in Sydney. It's foggy where I'm at right now.
It's foggy, Frankie. Welcome back to the show. Look out, Frankie. It's foggy.
It is definitely foggy.
Anything could come out of the fog, Frankie. It's like one of those fogs that melts your skin.
There's
The
Sydney,
death
Nova
fog.
Scotia.
There has been death fogs. That's a real thing, right, Mark?
Yeah, it is mostly like the most notable ones have been in London before all the environmental regulations came into play, but it would be, smog and people would be dying by the thousands because of how bad the pollution was before the UK established environmental regulations. I kind of wonder if these things happen in today's world in countries like India and China that don't have those regulations really strongly in place yet.
Oh, yeah, I think
But
the
I don't know
1948
enough.
Denora death fog was a fatal air pollution in Pennsylvania where industrial fluoride and sulfur dioxide emissions were trapped by a temperature inversion for days. And this has happened in Belgium, too, where like an inversion just
nightmare.
trapped all the pollutants and then people just started like dying. So that all these people who are like against climate change always like, you woke people, it's like, man, I remember the 80s. I remember how bad smog was back then. Like it was bad, man. You couldn't even see like anything in Toronto. Like, you couldn't see your hot dog you're trying
Los
to eat.
Angeles smog in the 70s, and it was orange hanging over the city of Los Angeles way back in the 70s.
Well,
meanwhile, you're like,
smog isn't. It's not nearly as bad as it used to be, but you get a several sunny days in a row in the winter, and it can be pretty thick there still today.
Oh, back then in the 70s, you'd be walking by the Ohio River and you toss your cigarette in the river, and the river would burn, and you couldn't put it out because it was on the water. It was like a fire on the water. Like, put water on it. It's like, but it's on water. And the river would burn, and that's what they want to do, is like gaslight everybody who cares about the environment. Like, you woke environmentalists. Look out, Frankie! It's a death fog. You never know. It could be a mix of sulfur dioxide and industrial fluoride. You never know. It's not the only time. There's been a lot of times there's been death fogs before. So like, people think it's a joke, but it's. I mean, it is a joke, but it's not a joke if you die from death fog.
The only death fog you'll have in Winnipeg is someone running after you after not being able to see them chasing you off in the distance or
Good
coming
news is
at you off in the distance.
Frankie's prepared because he just goes inside A&W there.
If you want to follow me on social media, my blue sky is at Frankie McD, my link tree is Frankie McDowell, and my red is FrankDown984, and my X-Point Twitter is at Frankie McD, and my threads is at Frankie McD984, and my Facebook is Frankie McDowell, my Instagram is Frankie McD984, my TikTok is FrankDown984, my Clapper is FrankDown984, my Twitch is FrankDown984, my Snapchat is Frankie ABC1, my YouTube channel Stocks Wolves, and my LinkedIn is Frankie McDowell. Best of luck to you. I'm Frank Down. You listen to Comedological Weather Report every Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Atlantic.
That's Frankie. I'm Joey. That's my YouTube channel there. Joey Only Carry Weather Dude YouTube. You can always watch us live out there, radio listeners. We'd love that if you did that. And we had, of course, Brandon Hauk with us as per usual. Brooks, Alberta. We had meteorologist Mark, who's down there in Oregon. We had Mike McGregor in Winnipeg. We had Hank Vliestra in the pre-show. We had Ryan Vodelainen, whose birthday is today.
Engels and Brian Smith lives in the same state.
Yep. And there's
now that's true.
500 less people.
Brian Smith will return to Comedological Weather Report.
I would love that. There's now 500 less people in the dark, Frankie. 8,846 people in the lower mainland from 41 different outages still from last night's storm, buddy. It really hammered down there. 139 kilometers an hour, Ryan Vodelainen said. It was like a birthday gift to him from the weather gods. Any last words, anybody? We got 30 seconds.
Best luck to you. I'm Frank Down. You listen to Comedological Weather Report.
All right, that's the show. We'll continue on with the live stream for a little while longer, everybody. That's Frankie. I'm Joey. That's the show. Thanks to the radio stations. We are totally like a not-for-profit show here, you know, like we're on the university radio stations. So, come over to the YouTube, give us a subscribe. Go check out Brandon on the Facebook there, of course. Mark has Ingles Weather. What's the sort of the Facebook page? There's Ingles WX.
Ingles Weather. It's Ingles Weather.
Ingles Weather is the Facebook, and ingleswx.com is the blog spot. Okay, that's the show. Bye now.
That's the show.
That's the show.
That's the
We're still
no
here.
more snow. That's the show.
Don't go, Frankie. He's already gone.
Already gone.
Oh, we lost.
All
Frankie
right,
already.
I'm gonna head out, guys.
Okay, bye
you,
now,
Mike.
Mike.
Thanks for the mosquito joke earlier. It kind of reminded me of being in northwestern Ontario and the forest and the bush and being eaten alive by mosquitoes the minute you step outside.
Look
It's
out
torture.
for the death fog tonight. $1.69 per liter in Mission today, someone says, was the gas price. Holy cow.
That's crazy.
Who's got the worst gas price in Canada, I wonder?
Vancouver.
Not me.
No, it would be East
$1.39.
Coast, wouldn't it? It would
It's
probably be East
$1.39
Coast.
in Manitoba.
I'm getting 7 cents a kilowatt hour, guys.
Nice. Vancouver, $1.93 per liter. I'm seeing today. I remember last week someone said to me, gas will never hit $2 a liter. The war will be over next week.
Well, first of all,
Thanks,
that probably is going to
$1.93
happen.
Vancouver.
But second of all, do you not understand how inflation works?
Gas prices here 149.9, 143.9.
That's pretty good.
And
We got 4.20 a gallon here. I wonder what that is.
most expensive one is
4.20, awesome.
149.9.
Holy
It
cow!
would be
British Columbia.
a good price, Mark, because of less taxes there.
British Columbia's average
that's true.
regular gas price is 173.6, while Saskatchewan's 147.1. This is ridiculous.
I remember
Much
it
cheaper
was
than Sask and
2012
Alberta.
or no, 2020 when the world shut down, when all the gas prices went way down.
What did you fill up at, Brandon?
Oh, we're 147.9 there. Yeah.
No, I mean during the
Pandemic.
COVID.
Oh, it was like 99 cents.
I one time I went to a Safeway on the Native reservation, and I used all of my Safeway points, and I filled up for 47 cents a gallon.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen some that were lower than that. Yeah.
That was because on the reservation you don't have the state gas tax. You still have the federal, but the federal is only 17 cents.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
I have to like drive an hour just to get to the gas station. We have one in Wells, but it's already $2 a long time ago there. It's you know how it is in these remote places.
So it looks like 420 USD a gallon is 151 a liter.
I can't believe in my tiny little town of 2,500 people, we actually have a gas station where we can pay at the pump 24 hours a day here in little Wilkie, Saskatchewan. It comes in real
man.
handy for me as a storm chaser.
One time I was
Really
in a town in
24/7?
Nebraska, and on the gas pump there was no place to pay. And I was like 19. I was on my mission for the church, and so I was pretty young and I'd never seen something like this. And so I go in and I was like, I know how to work a gas pump, but how do I pay? There's no like thing. And they're like, oh, you just pump up as much as you want, and then you come in here and tell us how much you pumped. It's like that's some real trust in the community right there.
Yeah, that's like how I grew up. Like, yeah.
So
there's
this
still
fire,
gas stations that do that here in Saskatchewan still. And
yeah,
I don't know
this was
how
like this is 10 years ago, maybe 11
Well, they
years
made it.
ago.
They made it so everyone has to prepay in BC because some guy decided to steal gas, and then the kid ran out down the Lower Mainland, tried to be a hero, and got killed. And they're like, "Well, now everybody has to prepay for gas." I'm like, how does that make sense?
I did earn some man points with my wife pretty shortly after we got married. There was an old-timey gas pump in North Dakota in this tiny town, and I had seen somebody use one once before when I was in high school. So I just got out and used the pump and went inside to pay, and the girl at the counter was like, oh, you need help using the pump? And I was like, no, I already used the pump. I just need to pay you.
Yeah, like the old pump that the old Ann had at it's like in our small hamlet of Cooper, like population 5. There's the old lady had, and she had a gas pump at the general store there. And the general store, of course, had stuff that was like, 20 or 30 years old in it. Like, I bought a pack of smokes once, and like the calendar, like the players had a calendar, and there was no filters, and the calendar was like from 5 years ago. It was like everything was really old in her place, and her pump was literally from the 1950s. It was, and again, always super
this one was
expensive.
probably about the same era. So this wildfire plume extends 260 kilometers.
It's ripping
into Kansas. Like the Red Cloud, you can't see it super well on this map. There you go. Red Cloud and Superior are on the state line, and so this is a huge deal. And these fires, like we talked about earlier, just move with the wind super rapidly. You're not going to see it on MRMS.
No, it's open.
Actually, why don't you switch to go to the southeast a little, turn on the radars, like the radar sites.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And then go a little to the southeast. Why don't you switch on the Topeka radar and see if we can catch a hint of it in Kansas?
Oh, southeast. I went southwest.
Yeah,
that's fine. This guy here.
That one's got
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, I don't know that we're able to see it there. Maybe
No,
a
it doesn't.
hint of it there north of Concordia.
Gets too spread out.
Yeah.
On sat though, probably if it was daytime at least.
Well, I bet you we could probably see it on satellite anyway. Let me try to
That
pull it up.
is a fearsome sight.
Well, and
Yeah, a little
it's
bit.
actually astonishing that we're seeing the smoke plume that well, because grass smoke plumes are not particularly dense.
No, like it's ripping.
All right, I got the satellite here. If you want to switch.
Sure. You got something
All
better?
right. I mean, I don't know that I'll call it better. You're gonna see the infinity for a second. Okay, here we are. So this is the nighttime microphysics display. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. So this is the nighttime microphysics display. This bright pink originating from western Nebraska is, I think actually this over here might be dust. I think the fire's over here. So this is mixed dust and smoke extending down into Kansas. You can see how it gets more spread out, as Joey said, but we can even see a hint of it in Missouri over here. All of these yellows and reds are clouds. These deeper blues to the southwest are also clouds. And then these lighter like purples are just the ground. But so we got there, maybe there's another fire in western Nebraska, but the main one we're seeing on the radar is over closer to here. So I don't know what's over here. This does kind of look like smoke to me, but it could be dust. And then over here is either smoke or smoke mixed with dust. Like I said, it looks like we also have, there must be some wind shear because it looks like we're getting some that goes straight east towards Omaha too. Some of that smoke. So we are able to see it a little bit on satellite, but it's not super clear. Of course, it's nighttime. I wonder what the, oh, we
I
do
got
have the
firms up.
mesoscale floater on. So there's that. All right. You got what up?
I got firms ready to go here.
Hang on. I screwed it up. Oh, you got it. Okay, we're good. Wow, that's a lot of land.
I think so.
Is this the one near Kearney, right?
So assuming that that's not smoke, that's a 28-kilometer run. Assuming that's not smoke picking up.
Wait, zoom out. So that is another fire then.
Yeah.
Because the fire that we're looking at is closer to Kearney, the one that we can see on the radar.
Yeah. There's no fresh scan up then of it. It's that fresh.
So if you switch the North Platte radar, can we see the smoke plume from this one? Maybe not. It's probably too high up, I guess.
So that is interesting. That's just 24 hours yet.
So we got those two. So it is two smoke plumes though that we're seeing. One over here, kind of
combining
north of Sydney, which is the home of Cabela's, and then the one over there closer to Lexington and Kearney.
Yeah, not
I almost
showing up.
died in Hayes, Kansas once, by the way.
Oh, that's the last. It's like dying in, on Tatooine.
Yeah.
It's like all the universe is so awesome. I had to come here and fall into a giant pit.
I was a few months old, and my dad just got stationed in Kentucky, and so they were doing the cross country road trip, and we had to stay for 3 days in Hayes, Kansas, because I got some sort of illness. Yeah, so switch to the North Platte radar, which is that
I'm
one.
looking.
You can kind of see the smoke plume there, closer to the Platte River.
Yeah.
You're not catching. Well, maybe that
Nothing
is
else
the
is close.
base of it. No, there's not much going on out there. Some of those counties have a population of 100.
Yeah, two distinct.
That's
columns.
picking up. Yeah, that's crazy.
Two distinct.
Surprised
columns.
it doesn't really come up on the MRMS. Maybe they have some way to filter out smoke on that. Maybe.
Yeah, looking again. Yeah, unfortunately, firms they only update a couple times a day, I guess, right? So
Yeah, there's a couple of those satellites though. Let me see. I've got an app on my phone. USA. Yeah, none of. Well, it's not on Modest and it's not on Verse. So, yep,
dangerous
that's a big deal.
dangerous fires in Nebraska tonight. If you're just tuning in, people in southwest Dawson County should evacuate immediately. All 100 of you. It's a very dangerous situation, though. The wildfire north of Farnham, it could be moving at like 80, 100 to 100 kilometers an hour through the grass. Maybe not that fast. Maybe if the wind's blowing that hard and
Well,
there's some strong
we
winds.
should
So
we should say that we're catching the smoke going 100 kilometers an hour, but that's at altitude, right? So it's not moving that fast on the ground. Probably, I would say probably closer to like
yeah,
60 to 80 is probably reasonable.
it's 2 kilometer plus beam height. Yeah. Still, it's moving. It's moving fast. Moving fast.
Well,
There's
I
like no
gotta go
time.
because I can hear the women in this house judging me right now. So I better go mitigate that situation.
What the heck?
They're judging
Sweet.
where I
The
placed
women.
books. Yeah, well, we've got my wife here and my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law, and I think one of them is standing up for me, and I think my wife is judging me the hardest. So I need to go mitigate this situation before all of them end up echo chambering themselves into being mad at me.
Good stuff, Mark.
Good
Well,
night,
maybe that's
guys.
time. Maybe that's time to wrap the show up almost. Anyways, hey everybody, it's
You want to see my
yeah,
sister-in-law?
yeah. I
She
mean,
says no, I'm gross. She has been sick all day. She is gross.
you're like the first woman I've seen all week.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, Mark. There goes meteorologist Mark. What a swell guy. What a swell guy. Do we know anything about Lake Tahoe surge and the fault line expanding down there? We just had the guy that would have had all the answers on that. Remember that question for next week. Mark
Oh,
is
yeah.
totally that guy. He
Save it
knows
for
that. He's
next
also a geologist. He's also a geologist. That would help. What other questions on the comments here? Black flies in your teeth. That's right. Black fly, little black fly, always a black fly no matter where you go. I die with the black flies picking my bones. North Ontario, North Ontario. If you're still watching, we are playing in Kamloops on April 2nd there, Tyler and I, bringing the Joey Only Outlaw Country Band show, and we are playing the Black Fly song in that show we're doing. And then we're going to go down to Sea Shelt on the Friday night, play at the Big Legion in Sea Shelt there with my buddy Rick Raymond, firefighting buddy. And he's a punk rocker, firefighter. He's also a hero. That guy, he's one of those people that were part of that, saving that resort when the rest of us ran away 3 years ago. So it'd be nice to play a gig with Rick Raymond. I'm going to pull up my firefighting songs to impress Ricky that night. And then we're going to go to Vancouver, record a song with my old bandmates there from High Society, Ken and Adam. Then on the Sunday night at Lanaloo's, we are going to rock for all of yous. That's right. The cat is just out. I love when he sleeps like that. Look at how his head's like hanging over the edge. He's just he's like just head just hangs right. I mean, it might be hard to see from your vantage point. I can't really get you closer without knocking stuff over, but he's like this little round thing. And when he was small, it was fine. But now that he's big, he doesn't really fit on it, but he still sleeps on it anyways. And he just hangs over the edge. That is one of the coolest cats ever, man. I've always have cool cats. Something about me. I have cats that will just do anything for you. Remember my last cat? He would like climb mountains till like a Wolverine or something ate him. Friggin' hard mountain life. That's how she goes. Yeah. Cats have ragdoll powers. That's right, yeah. Thought he was going to go over stretching out earlier. What a cutie. Thank you. Thank you. The cat's a cutie. Just hanging out. Hanging out, they say in the comments there. Anyways, I'm running out of things to say unless you guys are inspired.
I guess I better go to bed. Yeah.
Okay. That's the show for this week, everybody. I'll upload the short and condensed version to my Patreon tomorrow, and we'll send it to the radio stations like we do every week. That's the show. Hit subscribe if you haven't before. We need all the help we can get. Bye, Hank. Bye, Brandon.
Bye-bye.
Toodles.
Good to see you guys. It's like the highlight of my week. Every time. There goes the first Hank. Mountains Hank is gone. And now Desk Hank is leaving too. That's it. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week.